I was watching videos of some web models at work when I realized that the hottest of them all was my wife, Megan. I could not see her face properly, and I got suspicious when I noticed a tattoo on her wrist. Which looked exactly like the one I had. We got tattooed together for our 10th wedding anniversary. Could it just be a coincidence? On my way home, I kept my eyes on the model who seemed to be my wife. Eventually, the bus arrived at my stop, and my house was only a few hundred meters away. She's not getting away with this, I thought. So I opened the door and saw Megan in the kitchen.
Honey, it's good that you came home earlier today. I have everything ready.
I discreetly glanced at my smartphone. The broadcast was over, and I had no proof of anything.
Are you angry? Problems at work? Oh dear.
Oh no, I had no problems at work. She was the only with problems. I went to our bedroom, which was most likely the scene of the crime. However, there was nothing out of the ordinary. No underwear, no masks.
Did you lose something, dear?
I told her I was just looking for a t-shirt. I hadn't worn it in years. Next, I went up to the attic and found a naughty nurse outfit in there. It was still in the package. A second passed, and I exhaled, recalling that I was the one who bought it for Megan a few years ago. However, I never tried giving it to her, as I thought it was too revealing. Could I have been so wrong about her? I did not take my eyes off her the next morning. And she pretended that nothing has happened, even though there was a chance she hadn't done anything. Paranoia haunted me.
You haven't looked at me in quite a while. Maybe we can have dinner tonight. A bottle of wine and something else.
I hardly heard what she was saying. I was studying every millimeter of her body and came up with a plan. That afternoon, I went online again. And the hot girl was already dancing when I entered the chat. I asked her if she remembered the Gangnam Style dance. And after reading the question, the web model started dancing. Her hands were in front of the camera, and I could see her nails. They were different than the ones Megan had that morning. I felt relieved. It's not her. After work, I bought the wine Megan wanted. But I wasn't expecting anything special to happen that evening. We'd been married for far too long for me to expect any fireworks. Megan greeted me wearing an apron, and there was a delicious smell in the air. I handed her the bag and suddenly I noticed the color of her nails. Red? They were white this morning.
Wow! It's the first time you've noticed my nails in years. I like it.
That's how I found out that my seemingly innocent wife was a web model. I stood there thinking how I should tell her that I knew everything, because I didn't want to admit that I was a regular on that website. By the end of the day, I still didn't know where to start. I just laid there, staring at the wall. But Megan was in a playful mood. I hadn't seen her like that for a long time. Well, except on the website. I was angry and resentful. So I lied about having a headache and went to sleep in another room.
Let's not waste the evening. Take a pill and come back.
I wasn't planning on coming back. I spent the night on the couch in the living room. But I didn't get a wink of sleep. I came up with a plan. I got on the bus the next morning, but I didn't go to work. As I told my boss that I needed the day off, I only got on the bus to make wife believe that it would be just a normal day. I got off the bus shortly after. Walked back home and caught Megan red-handed.
Brendan? What are you doing here?
I told her I left my workbench at home and pretended to shocked. I'm waiting for an explanation. Get dressed and meet me in the kitchen. I asked Megan why she did it. And she admitted that she stopped feeling wanted and that the website brought her self-confidence back. I couldn't believe it. There must be something else. I was saving money to leave me. Megan was offended by that statement and took out her smartphone. She started quoting comments from the website.
There's nothing lewd here, as you can see. They just pay attention to me, show interest in me.
I was shocked. After all, Megan was only reading my comments. I wrote them prior to having any suspicion that the girl in the mask was actually my wife. To be fair, I only paid attention to her through the website. I realized that it would be dishonest of me to hide the truth. After all, Megan had been honest with me. Look here, I wrote that. To you, and only you. I didn't message any other girls. Megan's reaction pleased me, and we laughed together. That funny situation had a serious impact on our relationship. Megan and I became more open with one another and stopped being ashamed of our desires.
Take a sick leave. I have something naughty planned for you.
My wife got excited, not by me, but by the money I was making. The more money I brought in, the more passionate Sarah was in bed. She couldn't even settle down the next day. Sarah sent me some hot pics of herself while I was at work, which distracted me and shifted my attention from important matters. As soon as I came home with no money, Sarah immediately made a scene.
Didn't you buy meat? I was going to make lasagna.
I was angry when I realized that I was just an ATM for her. Of course, that night, we didn't get intimate. After another argument, I had enough. If you love money so much, earn some for yourself. With your body. I had a lot of photos of my wife and published several of them on a paid website. Well, let's see how much they're worth. The next morning, I found hundreds of dollars in my account. As it turned out, fans of my wife's nudes were quite generous. With that money, I bought Sarah a gorgeous bouquet and took her out to dinner. When she realized that I had money again, she almost jumped at me at the restaurant. That same evening, I uploaded new photos of my wife to the website, and they sold out like hotcakes. Sarah seemed to be aware of it, because her appetite grew before my eyes.
I have some vacation days coming up, and I want something special.
I took the hint, but I had to take care of myself first. I would run out of spicy pics of Sarah sooner or later, which was why I decided to invest in my business. I bought an expensive suit that I had dreamed of for several years. The one that only the kings of the city's real estate wore. With that suit, I felt like I could slide into the big league. I was feeling great when I went to work the day after. However, an hour passed, then a few more, and not a single client walked in. I went home in a bad mood. Sarah so noticed it, but acted selfishly.
Have you decided on the trip? My summer vacation is almost here.
She kept thinking only about herself, while I tried to figure out a way to get more money. I checked my account on the adult website, and there was nothing. I didn't have new photos of Sarah either. So I decided to call her from work. Sarah told me to only call during class in case of an emergency. And this was exactly that. I miss you. Maybe you can send me some nudes.
What? Did you forget that I'm at school?
Sarah got angry and hung up. I realized one thing. I couldn't rely on her. So I turned on the camera on my phone and hid it in the bathroom. Sarah always took a shower after work, so why not to do it and make some money at the same time? As soon as she finished, I immediately ran to check on the video. I hope you didn't turn the bathroom into a sweat lodge. The camera got a little foggy, but Sarah's body was visible. I published the video, and even though it had a low-quality image, it brought more money than dozens of photos combined. I immediately bought tickets to Paris, and my wife was crazy about me again.
This will be the best vacation ever!
A few days before the flight, Sarah heard someone laughing behind her, and a second later, a bell was thrown at her.
Nice breasts.
My wife didn't understand what happened until one of the girls explained it to her that her adult website profile was being shared among the students. Mrs. Johnson, come into my office. Now! It seems that the principal of the school had seen the photos and the video. Sarah immediately realized who had been posting the content.
How could you? What are you? A pervert?
Oh no, I felt no guilt whatsoever. She was the pervert. After all, she only got excited by money. Still, Sarah pretended to be a naive sheep.
What are you talking about? It was you who needed the money. When you started making money, you became more confident. That's what turned me on.
Of course, I didn't believe her story. Sarah silently packed her things and left me. But I knew she would be back soon, because her love for money wouldn't just disappear. One successful deal, and she'll be mine again. But time was running out and my business was not getting anywhere. I started doing penny trades just to stay afloat. I was surprised when one day Sarah paid me a visit. However, she wasn't alone. She and her boyfriend bought a shabby shack. It was most likely a performance to make me believe that she wasn't obsessed with money and a luxurious life.
I don't need palaces. The most important thing is to have a confident man next to me.
Sarah gave me some change, and they went back to their new home. I didn't turn down the money. And use it to buy flowers for them, as well as going on a date with a girl. Open up! Your king has arrived! Our relationship didn't last very long, and I was never able to find someone who valued who am I more than money. Real love doesn't care about how much money you have.